Islam Dwayne. It is July the 13th, 2019. I'm gonna make this real quick. I'm eating right now vegan, vegetarian. Well, this is meatless fish. Is actually, I think it said vegetarian, vegan. It said vegetarian, no, vegan fish, but it's not fish. And then meatless vegetarian meat mixed with peppers and it's been a long day, and I haven't finished reading the Resurrection book with Imani, but I'm gonna make this quick. What I realized when being among a telepathic community and among unclean, filthy, diseased abominations, that which have the power to use them, whether it could be the United States Navy or Army, that have not affirmed or taken an oath to uphold divine laws of freedom. That means they themselves are being used as property, slaves, and they themselves behave that way. And not only that, because they have some form of power, especially over those that have the science of telepathy, if they themselves are bred or being used to breed or cause acts of terrorism because they have not taken the oath or affirmed to uphold divine laws of freedom, such as the Constitution of 1787, Abraham Lincoln's proclamations, the 13th Amendment with 20 sections, then they are most likely, the percentage of them being a part of acts of terrorism is high, spiritually and mentally, because that's what that is exactly. And then eventually it will manifest physically. So what these spirits do, in reference, in correlation, similar to Sudan, the men that the lady gave testimony about, the men in Sudan being raped in front of their families, is they'll continue to try to invade mentally, constantly, and engage, or they'll send a telepathic thought after you have your original thought, as though they're trying to help. This is the pale skin that's unclean in spirit, like they call themselves white American, but you know white is not a nationality. That which speaks Spanish come from many directions: Mexico, El Salvador, South America, and the black Negro, which I told you when I first came here, the black Negro was the most aggressive in reference to demonstrating a very unclean behavior. And usually the pale skin and Spanish try to sit back, that are unclean in spirit too, and make it seem like it's just the black, they're so much better than the black Negro. But literally they are all being used as slaves to cause harm mentally, spiritually, and physically. So when they invade, like sometimes saying things over and over again outside and around our area, wherever it may be, I try to ignore it, but I know that is a form of engagement, because what they're trying to do is justify why they may attack my genitals in a spiritual manner, in a sexual manner, which is rape. That is a form of rape and cannibalism. And what they're trying to do is justify why they might attack my son Imani Arrington-Bey, like they did Abbas Malik Bey while he was asleep, because that is a form of mental and spiritual rape as well. Mental, spiritual rape. And if they're attacking his genitals while he's asleep, cannibalism. So that's my connection. And what I do, what helps me block them, sometimes it's hard after a long day walking in the sun, and so being among that which has not affirmed or taken an oath to uphold divine laws of freedom, they know, because they're using different spiritual and psychological war tactics, when a person, a mind, is most vulnerable to try to engage with. Because what they're trying to do is justify rape and molestation. It's just like that molester that sits around the kids that gets jobs at school. I have on this that gets jobs at playgrounds or at a elementary school because they want to molest. Why? So it's like they find out, they did studies and realized these rapists, molesters of children, like to get jobs around the playground, children, and earn their trust or do little things slyly so that the child might be confused of what's going on. So what they're trying to do is gradually work their way up to rape on a physical plane. And this is what we are among in reference to that jurisdiction quote, United States corporation, and that which have not taken an oath or affirm to uphold these divine laws of freedom. So they're operating under a foreign jurisdiction, and they're being used as slaves. And those that have a form of power, whether it's military or just the average Joe that has a company and using his company as the people in their company as slaves to cause harm, whatever it is, they're just slaves as well, but implementing the same form of bondage, that spirit of bondage. And we know that the earth and the universe is made in freedom. So as a natural being, I'm giving testimony, and I'm thankful to be implementing natural law, divine laws of freedom, Abraham Lincoln's proclamations, Abraham Lincoln's 13th Amendment 20 sections, and all aspects of the Constitution of 1787, Islam.